Hola guapas y guapos! Welcome back to Global Roots. I am Daniela, your half enchilada, half baguette friend. Settle in as we embark on a new chapter of my journey, bridging the vibrant cultures of Mexico and France. Bon voyage les amis! Ready? Vámonos! 1 month after announcing to my family and friends that I was going to move to Paris with GF, my nouveau petit ami or new boyfriend, I found myself on a plane to Paris. But this wasn't just any trip. It marked the beginning of my new life as an inmigrante in a city that promises romance and adventure. I was super excited, almost like I was heading off on vacation. But deep down, I knew this was way bigger. I was leaving behind everything familiar. Mi México lindo y querido, chinga! To start a whole new life in a different continent, a different culture. Well, everything was going to be different. I mean, how do you even start to pack 30 years of your life into a suitcase when you are moving countries? There is no YouTube tutorial for that. No one can teach you how to do that. I did my best, stuffing everything into 2 big suitcases. Well, as big as possible, considering the size and weight limitations. And I even managed to include some traditional Mexican gifts for GF and his family. Honestly, if you had told me a year ago that I would be moving to Paris because of someone I met on a dating app, I would have laughed really hard, like really, really hard. April 28, 2016 marked the day I officially moved to Paris. It was definitely surreal. GF welcomed me warmly at the airport. No funny massage or accessories this time. We navigated through the busy airport, as busy as it can get, it's Paris's biggest airport. So we went to his car and drove to his so-called apartment in the 19th arrondissement, a part of Paris I had never explored really. Unlike the charming old streets and romantic vibe you see in movies like Amélie, the 19th arrondissement was totally urban, really busy, and full of the everyday noise and activity of Parisian life. The apartment, which ended up being a studio, well, it was indeed a surprise, to say the least. Parisian studios, and I want to clarify here, not apartments, studios, are known for their compact size. But experiencing it firsthand was definitely something else. They have totally reinvented the definition of compact in Paris. The elevator up was barely big enough for the 2 of us, and his studio felt like it had shrunk further to accommodate my luggage. So that might give you an idea of how teeny tiny it was. Despite the shock of the tiny apartment, it was nothing like the big 95 square meter place I had back home. GF had set up a really nice surprise. A beautiful orchid and a tasty lemon tart, my favorite, were waiting for me on the table, which, by the way, also served as our living room and bedroom. The integration process began shortly after settling in. As a Mexican tourist, I could only stay in Paris for up to 3 months. If I wanted to extend my stay, legally of course, I needed to navigate the French bureaucratic maze to secure a visa. My options were limited. Find a job that would sponsor a work visa, going back to school. No thank you. Or Dun, 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 dun. Mary GF. We were definitely not ready to walk down the aisle. So we opted for a PAX, Pacte Civil de Solidarité, which is basically a form of civil union in France that provides some, but not all of the legal protections, and I'm quoting here, of marriage. We naively hoped it would simplify my visa process. But no, nothing can be simple here. Why make things simple when we can make them complicated, right? This is the unwritten slogan of many things in France. But then you would say, working hard and no partying? Hello? Where is the welcome committee for this joyita mexicana that just landed? Pas de problème. GF is a very social guy, with friends, pretty much in every corner in France. He had arranged an evening with a diverse group of his Parisian friends, people he had met during his skiing trips and who would actually have stepped right out of a lively Parisian novel. It was fun, but challenging too. Communicating in French, one-on-one, in a quiet room, was one thing. Trying to follow up group conversations over the noise of a busy Parisian bistro was definitely quite another. I soon found myself nodding, laughing, and mimicking the group's reactions, all while catching only bits of the conversation. It was a very joy moment, like from the TV series Friends. Only the best series of all time. Our next adventure took us to his hometown in Normandy, just a couple of hours away from Paris, but feeling completely different. His family welcomed me warmly, a nice change from the busy life of Paris. His mom, always so welcoming, spoke slowly so I could keep up, and his sister gently teased me with easy French to make sure I understood. During dinner, I noticed that the presence of la crème fraîche, or fresh cream, was a must. Also, people talk a lot about food when eating. They like elaborate dishes that can take a long time to prepare. However, they eat super fast. I still can't keep up with their eating pace. Whew. After the family dinner, we spent some time exploring the Normandy countryside, taking in the scenic natural beauty of the region. We walked along the stunning cliffs of Dieppe, where the ocean stretched out wide against the rugged cliffs. The medieval architecture of the small towns added to the charm of our visit, making it feel like we were stepping back in time. It was a quiet break from the city, filled with fresh air and stunning views. That was really, really nice. Well, back to Paris. And when back in Paris, job hunting became my full-time job. My French diploma and ability to speak 3 languages were big pluses. But as soon as potential employers heard about my need for a visa sponsorship, well, the opportunities dried up. The PAX, well, it turned out wasn't the quick fix I had hoped for in the tangled web of French bureaucracy. It felt just like trying to find my way through a maze blindfolded. Tricky, right? Dealing with bureaucracy to stay legally in France, well, it was truly exhausting. We traveled from one prefecture to another, which are just like these jurisdictions, often spending nights outside the government offices just to ensure we could speak with someone the next morning. And yeah, you heard right. To speak with someone, let alone getting some answers. Despite our efforts, we frequently lacked the clear answers or guidance we desperately needed. It felt like playing a never-ending game of guacamole. And no, I don't mean delicious avocado sauce. Just when we thought we had resolved one bureaucratic issue, another would pop up, forcing us to start all over again elsewhere. Yet, within this chaos, a job opportunity emerged that seemed tailor-made for me. It required trilingual skills, French, Spanish, English, experience with the American market, and bid management expertise. It was nice to see some resemblance of light starting to show at the end of the tunnel. So, what do you think? Did I get the job? How do you think the next steps unfolded? Each day brought new challenges, but also new joys. Whether it was mastering a new French phrase, discovering a hidden cafe or bistro in Paris, or simply learning to live and love in what was quickly becoming my new home city. Stay tuned as I continue to share this roller coaster journey of love, adaptation, and the pursuit of dreams in the City of Lights, here on Global Roots.